PressBox and the Sports Boosters have teamed up with the Zola Leonard Group of Smith Barney Financial Advisors to present Shoes for Grades, awarding free athletic shoes to high school students who improve their grades by a full letter. Go to PressBoxOnline.com now for more information. And welcome back to Inside PressBox. As promised, I'm here with the guys from the radio show, The Coach's Buzz, which airs every Wednesday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on ESPN Radio. And those guys are, in the middle, my good friend, not that the other guys aren't my friends, Coach Buzz Bataglia from Salvo Auto Parts.
Thanks for having us.
To my immediate right is Miles Goodman, who used to play shortstop on Manny's Motos, our softball team. And Tony Lombardi, who works with these guys part-time, but his day job is running Ravens247.com. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Steve.
Hey, you guys are fresh off of doing 2 hours of radio talk tonight with the fans. Buzz, what was the tenor of the fans' upsettedness at this game?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Stan, and I don't know what it is, but believe it or not, on the Coach's Buzz, our callers and our listeners are just not negative. I mean, and tonight they were all very, very positive. Naturally, they were disappointment, but and there was some. If I was the coach, I'd have done this. Yeah. But other than that, it was very upbeat and positive, and let's go forward and let's go win next year.
Miles, I got to tell you, 3 people the other night, within 15 minutes of this game ending, 3 people had texted, emailed, or called me and said, well, that's it for Cundiff. He won't be back next year. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Billy will be invited back. I believe that they'll go to the draft or free agency. I think they're going to bring in competition. I believe that it's going to be a difficult road for him to make it onto the active roster for next season.
How about you, Tony? How you feel about that?
Well, I think with Billy Cundiff, what you have, it's a kicker, and he got raced, I think, to the line of scrimmage to get that kickoff. And when that happens, I equated it on the show earlier, it was that, it was like a guy rushed to the tee box and asked to drive off the tee, and he just hit a duck hook. And I think that's what happened with Billy Cundiff. Whether this permeates into next season and manifests itself into a big-time problem remains to be seen. But I agree with Miles. They're going to bring in some competition for him.
I don't think there's any question they'll bring in competition. But I think, believe it or not, and I know that there's probably not a great relationship between John Harbaugh and Matt Stover, but I think Matt Stover privately could help Billy Cundiff a lot get through this. Thoughts?
I agree with you, Stan. I think the thing that we really don't know is what was the severity of Billy Cundiff's injury. Should he have been put on IR? Shouldn't he have been put on IR? Did they rush him back?
Well, he was 2 for 2 earlier in the game. Both kicks were straight down the middle. I tend to think that confusion on the sidelines, finding who's at fault there, it didn't help. But my biggest problem, and I want your opinions quickly, is the play before the field goal. 3rd and 1 with 25 seconds to go. They threw the ball on a play that was kind of like a total lost cause, in my opinion. Don't you, Buzz? You've been around football a long time. Don't you go for the first down there?
Hey, I'm an old wedge.
Then call the timeout.
I'm a wedge at 5 guy.
Yeah.
I'd have given that ball to Vontae Leach and said, go get that yard.
And call the timeout. You got 15, 16 seconds. Tony, where do you fit on that?
Well, I think when you have that timeout, you go for the first down. That gives you another play, another shot at the end zone. Plus, what you do is you move the ball to the middle of the field. We've seen Cundiff in the past have problems from that right hash mark. Getting it to the middle of the field probably would have done wonders for him.
All right. Miles, as we're talking today, the ball club has lost a defensive coordinator yet again. Boy, everybody that gets that job, we grow them. Your thoughts on Pagano leaving, and who do you think the successor will be?
I think it's a big loss to lose Chuck Pagano at this point. He's aggressive. The players that you talk to really liked having him. It appears that Dean Pease is the lead guy to get that job, and he's had a lot of success, and I believe that the players that I've already talked to this evening have said the same thing. They think he's the guy to get it.
All right. Tony, you agree with that?
I do. Clarence Brooks is a guy that's always mentioned in that same breath, but I think that Dean Pease is the guy to go with, and it's the Ravens' way to try to grow things internally and hire from within, so I think that's the way they're going to go.
All right. Now, and we'll continue on this topic probably, but we've got about a minute and a half. Cam Cameron, what are your thoughts initially? Buzz, will he be back in 2012?
He'll be back.
Tony?
Will he be? Probably. Should he be? No.
Okay. And Miles?
I agree with Tony. Should he be? No. Will he be? Yes.
Okay. I've got a little bit of a different take on this with him. If I'm Cam Cameron, I've put in 4 pretty solid years. I know, I have my problems with him, but do I come back on a 1-year contract? To me, I want to be, I heard Aaron Wilson the other day on the radio say, if you're a coach, I want to be celebrated, not tolerated. And I don't know that he would come back if he was offered a 1-year contract. Your thoughts on that quickly?
Where's he going to go?
Okay. Tony?
I'm under the same impression. I don't know where he's going to go, so maybe 1 year might be good for him.
Miles?
Yeah, I don't see anybody knocking down his door to come in and take him, but if I'm Cam, I'm going to negotiate.
So what does Steve Bisciotti come in, and I'll get your responses when we get back, but what's Steve Bisciotti come in and say, we like Cam under fire again? I don't get it. I mean, he's either your guy or he's not at this point.
I don't think he says anything.
All right. We'll continue with the Coach's Buzz gang right after this. Inside Press Box is presented by Friedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to FriedmontMortgage.com now for all of your mortgage needs.